In this section, we move from the joyous world of Shakespearean comedy, with its complicated plots based on love and their resolution in marriage, to the dark and despairing world of Shakespearean tragedy. Othello is our focus, and the emotion we will explore through the figure of Iago, one of Shakespeare's most complex and enigmatic characters, is hate. You'll begin by exploring what happens in Othello, who the main characters are, and why this play matters. Then you'll learn about tragedy, in which you're invited to share your thoughts about why, despite the inevitable ending of tragedies in death, we find this dramatic genre satisfying, even enjoyable. In other words, why do we love to let it hurt? You'll be exploring the language of hate through the figure of Iago and what we have called his hate speech. My colleague, Dr. Matt Dry, will explain the psychology of hate before you focus on the Speak the Speech for this section. Here you will experience the ways in which Shakespeare represents the effect of Iago's hatred in the disintegration of the target of that hate, the noble Moor Othello. You'll then investigate what makes Shakespeare, well, Shakespeare. The focus here is Shakespeare breaking the rules of tragedy, pushing it into new territory in radical ways that include prominent and active female characters. Here you will put your knowledge of Shakespeare's language to work in the discussion of a speech from Desdemona, Othello's wife, in which she defends her marriage to Othello. If you are already familiar with Othello, you will know that this tragedy ends with two deaths, as Othello smothers Desdemona on their marriage bed before killing himself. "Oh, monstrous act!" one of the characters exclaims when he hears of Desdemona's murder, an ending that is one of the most unbearable in all of Shakespeare's work. How do we cope with the horror of Desdemona's death? How have others throughout history coped? You'll be able to consider some answers to these questions by learning about the healing aspects of tragic emotions and experiencing the moving performance of two incredibly sad songs associated with Othello. Dr. Breed Phillips will also be on hand throughout the Othello section to help you understand the emotions in this play from Shakespeare's perspective. You'll then have the chance to think like the director of a performance of Othello and discuss your choice of a speech from the play in terms of an actor you'd like to speak it. The section will conclude with some thoughts on why Shakespearean tragedy is so essential to understanding the human condition. So hop in and start learning some new steps that will help you dance to the tune of Shakespearean tragedy. I'm really looking forward to hearing your views.